The 2016-2017 academic year marks an important milestone in the history of College of DuPage. For 50 years, College of DuPage has served the community with unmeasurable effort and importance placed on becoming the primary college district residents choose for high-quality education. The pursuit of knowledge, the desire to learn, is intrinsic to humankind. Formal education dates back to antiquity. Educational traditions from Europe followed to the New World with institutions of higher education established in colonial America. Two-year institutions began appearing in the early 20th century. In comparison, the community college concept in the state of Illinois is still relatively young. COD's story actually begins a few years before the creation of the school that would become College of DuPage. Discussions about the need for a junior college serving DuPage County had been occurring since 1961. However, in 1965, when the Illinois General Assembly passed the 1965 Junior College Act, a door of opportunity was opened wide, setting in motion a series of swift events that would eventually give birth to the institution that was first known only as Community College District 502. The college's predecessor, Lyons Township Junior College, had been operating on the third floor of Lyons Township High School since 1929. In 1966, Lyons Township votes to annex LTJC to Community College District 502. A board of trustees is elected, and Dr. Rodney K. Berg is selected to be the college's first president. A nationwide search for the best faculty to teach at the new institution begins. In 1966, by way of a public contest, a name is selected for the institution. Ms. Carol Hildebrand of Wheaton's winning entry gives much-needed identity to the newly founded school. From this point on, District 502 is served by College of DuPage. In 1967, a referendum is approved allowing the sale of $10 million in bonds for the purchase of land and construction of a permanent site. The referendum also makes possible a $30 million contribution from the state of Illinois to aid in the construction of the college. College of DuPage receives accreditation transferred from Lyons Township Junior College. The traditional curriculum of general education courses for transfer purposes continues at College of DuPage, along with other technical and occupational areas of study. The need for a community college to serve District 502 is apparent from the very beginning. Even without permanent facilities for classrooms, offices, and administration, the influx of people is astounding. During the first 2 days of registration, 1,800 students show up to register for classes. On September 25, 1967, the college officially opens its doors to an inaugural class of 2,600 students. Tuition is $5.50 per quarter hour, or around $231 per year. During this first year, classes are held in 10 remote locations throughout the county. Administrative offices are housed at the Northern Illinois Gas Company building, where the college pays rent of $1 per year. Students, faculty, and administrators travel between these temporary, sometimes makeshift sites, crossing paths on the streets and roadways. This inspires the selection of the college's mascot, the chaparral, or roadrunner. A strong athletic department is present at the very beginning, with the football team playing its first game before classes begin. The Courier, COD's student newspaper, publishes its first issue from its office, then located in a local barn. There is energy and excitement on all levels associated with the new school, in spite of not having a campus to call home. All the while, the search for property to become the college's home continues throughout the county, with a few locations of interest examined for potential development. In 1968, the land is acquired to build a permanent campus in Glen Ellyn, Illinois. Enrollment leaps to 4,000 students. The college installs temporary trailers, and builds 3 interim buildings on the west side of the site. The influx of people coming to this campus in the making creates challenges for traffic, parking, and simply walking to and from class. The college is responsive. Out of necessity, the temporary buildings serve multiple functions, and everyone is enthusiastic about lending a hand. Innovative ways of learning through interdisciplinary studies are encouraged throughout the college, offering students unique experiences. Trailblazing this tradition of experiential learning and the willingness to experiment with progressive ideas is the college's Alpha 1 program. Alpha 1 would later evolve into field and experiential learning, which to this day emphasizes hands-on learning experiences both on and off campus. As the college enters the 1970s, it is prepared for expansion and growth. In 1970, COD breaks ground for its first permanent construction project, and in 1973, Building A, or what is now known as the Berg Instructional Center, opens. The new facility is necessary to augment rather than replace the temporary structures on West Campus. Enrollment multiplies quickly, with 9,000 students attending in 1973 and up to 16,000 just 2 years later. Early estimates of enrollment reaching 20,000 by 1980 begin to seem conservative. Student life is active, with many clubs and events, sports, and performances. There is a spirit of camaraderie as students and faculty plan and enjoy social activities together. In 1974, women's equality activist Margaret Mead speaks as a guest lecturer. In the following years, College of DuPage hosts many notable guest speakers, elevating COD's reputation among higher education institutions. The college continues to serve community needs in new and exciting ways. In addition to a greatly expanded curriculum and new programs, in 1977, WDCB, the college's public radio station, is broadcasting live on the air. In 1979, the Business and Professional Institute is founded, offering resources and training to benefit local businesses, employees, and job seekers. The trends of growth and expansion continue into the 1980s. In 1983, the campus opens its second permanent building, the Student Resource Center, and with it, the college's library finally has a permanent home. That same year, the Physical Education Center opens. In 1984, President Ronald Reagan speaks to an audience of more than 10,000 in the Physical Education Center during a presidential campaign stop, establishing College of DuPage as a destination for political figures for campaigning and other issues. The first half of the 1980s sees advancement in academic-related activities as well. The honors program is established, preparing students to perform at high academic levels after transfer to four-year institutions. From this program, the College Lecture Series is created. College of DuPage's literary magazine, Prairie Light Review, publishes its first issue. In 1986, another specialty building opens to the public. The Arts Center not only houses instruction facilities in the arts, but also hosts professional and student performances and exhibitions. It quickly becomes a gem of the western suburbs of Chicago, providing cultural experiences and enrichment through visual and performing arts. The need for more specialized education ushers in the 1990s. To meet the rapidly rising demand for computer careers training, the college opens the Seton Computing Center. The opening of satellite facilities off campus begins with the Westmont and Naperville Regional Centers in 1991, expanding accessibility and convenience for community members. This same year, COD establishes the Suburban Law Enforcement Academy, offering area law enforcement agencies local training for cadets. Campus growth is explosive in the early part of the new century. In Glen Ellyn, with buildings straddling the east and west sides of campus, the community supports the college's plans for expansion by approving a $183 million referendum. College of DuPage will later use these funds to build several highly specialized instructional centers. Meanwhile, additional regional centers open in Bloomingdale, Carroll Stream in West Chicago, and a second facility in Naperville called Frontier Campus brings the curriculum deeper into the community. Beginning in 2007, the college launches a series of construction projects, answering the public's demand for hands-on career training in a number of growing fields. Main campus begins to look more and more like the beautiful site we know today. As these new buildings come online, the existing facilities are just as much in need of renovation and updating after serving hundreds of thousands of students and the community for the past 25, 30, even 40 years. The Berg Instructional Center, the Student Resource Center, and the Mackinac Arts Center all undergo extensive reconditioning and improvement. In 2014, after a 40-year hiatus, the college revitalizes homecoming festivities. School spirit and student involvement continue to reach new heights, as witnessed through the energy and enthusiasm displayed campus-wide. The original temporary buildings on West Campus are at last demolished after serving so many functions for over 40 years. Growth on West Campus continues with the second phase of the Homeland Security Training Institute, completed in 2015. Now, in its 50th anniversary year, College of DuPage is the second largest provider of public undergraduate education in the state of Illinois, with 29,000 students. The college grants 9 associate degrees and more than 170 certificates in 100 areas of study. The expansive curriculum is complemented with opportunities for student life activities. COD boasts more than 90 student clubs and organizations. College of DuPage's story is one of growth, not just in physical spaces or number of students attending. It's one of personal and professional growth, from the full-time and adjunct faculty who teach and inspire here, to the learners of all ages and backgrounds who come to COD to pursue their educational paths. A story of evolving to meet the community's needs, of increasing numbers of graduates who have gone on to distinction, to stories of personal triumphs and success. This story is still in progress, with many more achievements yet to be realized by future generations of educators, students, and community members, carrying College of DuPage's rich tradition of excellence into the years ahead.